to our annual general meeting of the council. We will start with an opening prayer, which is from my chaplain, Reverend Kate Johnson. Over to you, Kate.
Yn enw tad a mab a ysbryd glân. Amen. Amen. God, known by many names and beyond names. God of life, God of love, God of community, God of justice. Called to lead this community in which they live and work and play. Help them as leaders not to ask first, how can we fix this? But what do we need to learn? How might we need to change? And to whom do we need to listen? Remind them, because we forget from time to time, especially in the noisiness of council business, that they are not only leaders, but also servants. And that is their responsibility and ours, to serve the common good of all, with our gifts, our skills, our hearts, our mind, and our spirit. This we pray in the name of God, who is the source of all that we hold sacred and holy, all that we hold good and right and true. May it be so. Amen.
Okay, item 2 on the agenda is the attendance register.
Recorded.
Which is recorded, and apologies for absence.
Councillor Williamson.
Okay, thank you. Item 4 is to receive a copy of the minutes of the last annual meeting held on the 12th of May 2022, which were approved and signed at the following ordinary meeting of the council. So that's just to receive. If I can have somebody propose. Councillor Charlie, and per many 1 from 10. Councillor Tracy Brennan to second. Okay, quick show of hands as usual, please. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Thank you. Item 6, policies. To adopt the following policies that were approved by the Town Council during the 2022-23. A, the Code of Conduct, that was minute number 428/22. B, the Financial Regulations, minute number 42822. Standing Orders, minute number 42822. D, the Annual Leave Policy, which was minute number 69922. And E, Section 6, the Biodiversity Report, which is minute number 63222. Can we have a proposer to adopt, please? Councillor Dickon and seconded Councillor Wood. The usual show of hands, please, members. Thank you. Right, item 8. Now the nice bits. Presentation by the retiring mayor. That's me. I would like to present the my award for this year to a lady who some of you may know from the civic service when she came to tell us about the very, very interesting project, which is the hummingbirds. Over the last 12 months, maybe more, the hummingbirds has just gone from strength to strength. It's a massive group of people now, and they have been led by Pam. She's very humble, so she won't probably like me saying that. They now have an office space, and it's just been amazing that this hummingbirds group has come to Abergele, and I'd like to ask Pam to come forward and receive the Mayor's Award for this year, please.
Oh my life, I've never had my engraved on anything before. Thank you.
Thanks for everything. And thanks to Pam for everything she's done for Abergele. Pam would like to say Pam, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Alan and I have had a brief conversation. Apparently I need to be quick, so I will be quick. I started hummingbirds in North Wales in October 2021 in my living room and my garage, which then spread to the back bedroom and the conservatory over the next 12 months. I think it's not even, it without Alan and Cheryl and people in the community encouraging and supporting, I'd probably still be there. The Town Council gave us a grant last year, which we were really grateful for, which was like the first money we'd actually had. And we've been operating for 18 months. And now it seems to have gone like topsy. We feel like we were at a tipping point. Now we're beyond it, you know. We've got local businesses in the town. We've got people all across the coast. To give you just a quick flavour, since Christmas, we've found beds for 22 children who are sleeping on the floor. We found prams, all sorts of things for families that haven't got it. And it's all community. You know, it doesn't, none of that costs us money. We need the money for the rent. We needed the money for the hot water bottles, which you helped supply with your money. We did 90 keep warm packs across the coast at Christmas. We'll probably do 300 this year. We did 80 Christmas presents for children the first Christmas. We did 800 last year. Which is why we need premises now, because my house isn't big enough for all those things. So just a massive thank you. I love this town. I love the people. We were so lucky to have moved here and to be able to work in such an amazing community. All the best for your retirement, Alan. I doubt you're going to become invisible.
Oh,
and
no.
Charlie, I'll be in touch. Thanks ever so much, everyone. It means a lot.
Thank you. There's a couple of other certificates I'd like to present to two guys that are here tonight who have stalked me on most of my events that I've gone to, followed me around on the float, and generally, not just me, they've recorded so much for Abergele. Their archive must be fantastic. We see them on YouTube at Abergele TV. So everything we do, these guys have turned up, given their time freely. They're here tonight. So I'd like Carl to take his earphones off for long enough to come up here with George while I present you both with a certificate of thank you. George, thanks for everything you do for the town.
Welcome. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you for everything you do. You'll have to stalk Charlie now.
Yeah.
Oh, we are the photograph. We're talking about the being photographed.
I'm not used to being on this side of the left.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much. Item 8. Address by the retiring mayor. Well, it's been 2.5 years, so I've noted everything we did from October in 20. This won't take long. It's only the first couple of pages. So this evening sees the end of our 2.5 years that Cheryl and I have been Mayor and Mayoress of Abergele and our surrounding ward areas. We came in at the height of the pandemic, and Councillor Shirley, as the retiring Mayor then, had done 18 months. And the pandemic saw so many changes to how we could carry out our duties. However, there's also been a period where we came in and out of lockdowns, and the risk of as the risk of COVID diminished, we were able to carry out our duties in the community. We were honoured and privileged to be invited to open new businesses in town. We could then go out to the schools and judge the competitions, which anyone who's been mayor and any future mayors, that is just fantastic to be amongst the kids. It's really a pleasure. That what I found strange was it's not me, it's not any other mayor, it's this chain of office. The people that welcome the mayor when it's such a big thing, which it took me a little while to get used to. We also did the Christmas visits to our local care homes and sheltered accommodations. Again, you've made so welcome at these events. We attended almost every event that we were invited to over the term of office. We celebrated the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee. I think lighting the beacons to celebrate the reign of a monarch for 70 years will be pretty unique. Good luck to any other mayors if they ever get to do that one. Sadly, just 3 months later, it was announced the passing of Queen Elizabeth, followed by the reading of the proclamation of King Charles III. In January this year, we were able to attend the Holocaust Memorial This is our third time of attending the Holocaust Memorial, but the first one we could gather publicly and not on Zoom. It was a huge privilege to be at the Holocaust Memorial, because I had the honour to light one of 6 candles. Each candle was representing 1 million Jews that were murdered during the Holocaust, and to actually be asked to light one of those will always be a fond, well, could you call it a fond memory, but it'll always be a memory that will stay with me forever, I would think. At the last AGM, again, as almost the first, I had the privilege to award 2 of our long-serving councillors the freedom of the town, and it's absolutely brilliant to see them both here tonight. Richard and Brian, thank you for coming along. You've got your own honour board now. So yeah, that was again, it's such a privilege to do all these things. Shell and I have supported several groups. We've made donations on smaller scales to quite a few of the local charities, but our chosen charity, St Kentigern's, has benefited from the fundraising that we've managed to be able to do in excess of £12,000. The most recent one was Cheryl's Wing Walk. That's her over there, a bit strange, I know. If anyone wants to ask her later what drove her to do something like that, please feel free. But that Wing Walk contributed just over 4,000 of that total. And that's all raised by the people of Abergele and everybody who contributed and helped us to raise that sort of money. Part of that as well was from the fireworks display, which Councillor Wood in his role of Rotary Club, sorry, Round Table, I always get those two mixed up, very kindly allowed us to have St Kentigern's collecting on the night at the fireworks display, so that was a huge boost for them as well. But of course all of our work could not be done without the support and guidance of our town clerk, the staff at the town hall. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mandy and her team, both past and present, and of course all my fellow councillors, again, both past and present, because in that period that we've been Mayor and Mayoress, we've seen quite a few changes. New councillors come in, some of our previous councillors retire, and changes in staff. But throughout all that, the one constant has been the town clerk. So I'd like to thank you for all your help and advice throughout this period. I'd also like to thank Pastor Kate for being my chaplain for 2.5 years and for her invaluable help with civic services and our services of remembrance. As usual, I've said this before, I tend to be the one that just turns up with this chain on and stands in the right place, but it's all the work that gets done behind the scenes by the town clerk and her team, and certainly any civic services. It's Pastor Kate and her team, so thank you all very much. I'd also like to record my thanks to the people of Abergele and to our traders for their support, but the biggest thanks of all has to go to my wife Cheryl, my Mayoress.
Beach and sea and the prom and the hills and mountains behind us, but it's community that makes the place, and this is a really strong community. I think that was really evident during the COVID when everyone went out of the way to look after each other. I'm very proud of the role this town council has in protecting, nourishing and growing that sense of community, and working alongside you all is a real pleasure for me. There are a huge number of deserving charities out there, and it's quite difficult to select one, but the charity I'm going to support this year is a charity called CRY, which stands for Cardiac Risk in the Young. You will all have seen some quite high profile footballers with undiagnosed heart conditions, but it's a very sad fact that around 12 young people a week die from undiagnosed heart conditions. Now, I first came across this charity around 4 years ago. A chap called Adrian Standwick, who lives in Llandolus. Sadly, his lovely son Sam went to a night out in Liverpool and never came back due to an undiagnosed heart condition. So he threw himself into fundraising to provide free scans for local people. And he contacted me as county councillor to help him get access to the school so he could run one of these screening events. I was really enthused by his passion and the need for this. But then sadly, the need for it became a lot closer to home. Tragically, my nephew passed away 2 years ago in his early 20s from an undiagnosed heart condition. His brother, Jason, was screened and diagnosed with an eminently treatable heart condition, and he's absolutely fine now. So the purpose of the charity, whilst it's a national charity, the fundraising is essentially to raise sufficient funds to get some of our young people screened and try and prevent that unnecessary tragedy that's affected so many people. So I really would appreciate your help and support, but obviously we also need to look after all the other fantastic charities in the town as well. So I will finish now. I want to thank the most important people in this room, who are our fantastic staff, for everything they do for us. Their professionalism and passion for this town is what makes this council tick, and I'm sure you'd like to join me in offering your thanks to them all. So, Diolch o galon I chi gyd. Thank you. So I've now indicated that my wife, Gaynor McCoubry, has kindly agreed to act as my mayoress. So Gaynor, if you'd like to come up, please. I think the clerk's going to come and drag you. Okay, so agenda item 13 is election of the Deputy Mayor for year 2023 to 2020.
Sorry, you've missed the flowers for the outgoing mayor.
Oh, I'm really sorry. We haven't done this for a few years. We have a gift for the outgoing Lady Mayoress. So Cheryl, if you'd like to come up, please. Item 13, which is election of the Deputy Mayor for the year 2023 to 2024. Do we have any nominations? Keela.
It gives me great pleasure to nominate Councillor Diane Green for the position of Deputy Mayor. She is a well thought of councillor and member of our community, having taught in the local secondary school for the last 25 years and still is a well respected teacher in that secondary school. It gives her great links to our local community. I know she'll be fully dedicated to this role.
Thank you, Keela. Do we have a seconder? Councillor John? Thank you. Any other nominations, members? So there being no further nominations, Councillor Diane Green has asked if she agrees to accept the post. Diane, would you like to accept the post?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. Okay, members, can we show for in favour, please, and vote? Okay, excellent.
I, Diane Green, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of Abergele Town Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and my ability. I undertake to observe the code for the time being as to the conduct which is expected of members of Abergele Town Council and which may be revised from time to time. Oh, my friend and fellow councillor Keela Yarwood has very kindly offered to be the Deputy Mayoress. Is that the term for it? I don't know.
Consort.
My consort. So is Keela to come up, is she?
Yes.
Do you want to have a sit?
Is that the Deputy Mayor?
Deputy Mayor's consort. Yeah. Yeah.
Members? Councillor Shirley?
Can I propose we defer this item to a further meeting, please?
Okay, do we have a seconder for that proposal? Thank you, Councillor. Can we show we're in favour, members? Thank you very much. Agenda item 16, to approve the continued delegated authority of the clerk and other officers as set out in the delegation to officers policy, which is in correspondent file, pages 2 to 4. Can we have a proposer? Councillor Dickon? Councillor Paul, can we show we're in favour, members? Thank you very much. Wonderful. And members of the public, you'll be delighted to hear that that brings us to the conclusion of the meeting. So thank you all for your attendance once again.